Something very creepy and crawly going on at the Rio Grande Zoo, and it's just for you and your sweetheart. That's right, just for you and your sweetheart. It's called Love Bugs. Take a look at this.
This is our Love Bugs program. It's actually the fourth one that we've had, and it's basically a time that we can bring adults in here, talk about bug sex in a free and open manner. But you'll find that bugs have a variety of bizarre sexual preferences, and we touch on all of them. These guys, the one here, the big green one, is a Malaysian. It's called a jungle nymph. It is from Malaysia, that part of the world. It's actually one of the biggest, heaviest insects in the world. This is the female, and then this guy, who looks a whole lot different, is the male. These guys are, I would say, exemplify the more standard type of mating behavior. This is a giant katydid, one of the world's biggest, again from Malaysia. And these guys differ a little bit. Again, they have a pretty conventional mating system, but in this case, the male actually has to bring a gift to her in order for her to even want to mate with him. And so she calls the shots. All he can do is bring something good to the table.
He's got to put a ring on it first.
He's got to put a ring on it, and it better be of good quality. This exquisite little creature here is actually an immature orchid mantis. You can see where it gets its name. As I said, this one is a young one. It hasn't fully developed yet. And the reason I bring up mantids, they are most women's favorites because of their notoriety in eating their mate, or at least eating part of their mate during sex. And this little girl, believe it or not, she'll molt one or two more times and then turn into this creature here, who has fully formed wings, and this is a adult female orchid mantis. Over here is a mature male, and look at the size difference in those two. Now this male, I don't expect him to jump on the back of the female, but in the natural course of events, he would jump right on the back of her, hook up with her, and by virtue of his small size, the female cannot reach back and get him. So if he gets on her back, he's pretty safe, at least for the mating act. It's getting there that's often a challenge for him.
So with him, size does matter.
Size does matter in an inverse way. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that when the female will start by eating the male's head off, and then when the male's head is gone, that releases inhibitions on the part of the male. That male can now mate with renewed vigor for the next several hours. So it actually enhances his sexual performance.
And then he dies.
Oh, he'll die eventually, but he'll die happy. These guys are called two-stripe walking sticks. And the reason I bring these guys up is that you can see the female here. If you look closely on the back, she's got something hanging on her. Well, that's a male. What's noteworthy about these guys is that he's been on her for probably in excess of 2 months. And so they hold the record for the longest, mating. And the reason for it is, the reason he hangs on is because there are other males out and about. And so by attaching himself to the female, he is in effect a chastity belt, a living chastity belt. This is one of our bigger tarantulas. It is called a salmon pink bird eater. And so far we've been very successful in staging matings of tarantulas during the love bug festivities. These guys are pretty good about not eating the male. Other species of tarantulas, not so much. It just depends. There's usually about a few second period after the mating occurs where they are fairly catatonic, the females are there, and then that's the time when the male is well advised to get out of there, and they often do in a hurry, but it doesn't always work. The females can snap out of it like that and be on that male and make a good big meal of them. So this coming Saturday, and that is February the 8th, we're going to have the Love Bugs tour in this laboratory. It's from 10 to 11:30. Probably lasts a little bit longer than that. Sign up on the Albuquerque Biopark website, and it's only $5. You get more fun than you can handle. A lot of bizarro facts I just touched on today, but we go in a little more depth when you're here, and you'll have the run of the lab. And this is an area of the biopark that people normally don't get to visit, but it's just fascinating, if I say so myself.
Once again, folks, here are the details to the Love Bug event happening at the ABQ Biopark Gardens, February 8th, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Costs $5 per adult. For more information on this, head over to krqe.com, click on our CASA tab.